What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. I have some breaking news to report. It's been rumored for quite some time that Stephen A. Smith was looking for a major deal with ESPN. We know Pat McAfee signed a 5-year, $85 million deal some years ago. It was rumored that Stephen A. Smith wanted to be the highest paid personality on ESPN, and according to reports, he got his wish. Stephen A. Smith will get a reported $100 million over the next 5 years with ESPN, and his contract will allow him to talk more about politics on the network. In recent years, ESPN and parent company Disney have parted ways with many of the network's top on-air personalities, all while going in on debate-oriented shows like First Take. That's meant more Stephen A. Smith on everything from First Take to SportsCenter to NBA coverage. And that's not going to change in the near future. Smith was reportedly staying on board with ESPN with a massive payday. According to multiple media outlets, Smith agreed with ESPN on a new $100 million contract for the next 5 years. Smith, who previously made $12 million per year, would see a pay bump along with more opportunities to discuss politics on other networks. Via The Athletic, the freedom figures to allow Smith to make even more appearances on other platforms to talk politics. It also gives him a chance to earn more money outside of ESPN. So I was wrong in that. I said it will allow him to talk more about politics on ESPN. Actually allows him to talk more about politics on other platforms, which is basically what he's been doing already. Smith, who is 57 years old, has been very vocal about President Donald Trump, former Vice President Kamala Harris, and the issues of the day, to the point that he is now mentioned as a possible presidential candidate. He has regularly made appearances on other shows, including interviews with Sean Hannity on Fox News and on the Stephen A. Smith Show. Talks broadly beyond sports about issues that are in the news. And look, Stephen A. Smith has been, kissing a lot of butt, throwing people under the bus, doing a lot of snitching, doing a lot of, buck dancing, thinking about what his bosses want, and figuring out how every day to get a little bit of the money that his bosses have been accruing, and he's done it. You know what I'm saying? I can't say kudos to him because I don't particularly care for Stephen A. Smith. I think that he's a phony. But look, at the end of the day, he got what he wanted. Okay, he got what he wanted. He got his $20 million a year, and now we're going to get even more Stephen A. Smith on various networks. Now this guy's going to be talking about politics, which I don't think he really need to be talking about, because he claimed that he's not a political figure. He just claims he's not interested in politics. But for a guy who claims he has no interest in running for president, he sure does love to talk about politics. So we're going to be seeing him on Fox News even more, on CNN even more, on Bill Maher even more, probably on other platforms he hadn't been on previously. You know what I'm saying? Probably going to see him on Candace Owens and other political political platforms, but it is what it is, man. So the oversaturation of Stephen A. Smith continues, and I really don't have much use for Stephen A. Smith. Look, at one point in time, I used to be a big fan of his a long time ago. Like the first time around, he was on ESPN, but afterwards, he's been a different person. He's been a master of. Look, people say that he's not very adept at being a politician or politics. Yes, he is, because one of the main things that he's good at, that politicians are good at, are speaking out of both sides of their mouth and playing it down the middle and trying to appease everybody. That's a classic politician move, and that's what he is. That's what he's good at, talking out both sides of his mouth. He's also very good at kissing every community's ass, except for the community that he's a part of, or at least professes to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's all I got to say about it, man. So he got his money. So this is my thing, Stephen A. If you really want to prove, that you're a real brother and you want to redeem yourself, start speaking your mind more. You know what I'm saying? Start speaking against the evils of racism, and stop trying to always qualify the few times you talk about racism or white racism. I feel like you got to also shit on black people. You know what I'm saying? But we're not going to see that. We're not going to see that at all, because that's not what Stephen A. Smith does, man. We're not going to see that. And I do think, honestly, that he's going to run for president. I think he's going to run some covertly GOP funded, quote unquote, independent campaign for a Democratic nomination, which will be nothing more than to cause chaos within the Democratic nominating process. And, that's pretty much what I think that he's going to be doing. If anything, they might try to fund a campaign to promote a more to push a candidate that may not be electable in the primaries. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, if Stephen A. Smith runs as a right centrist candidate, because it's a possibility, man. I've said it before. I never underestimate the stupidity of the American people. Stephen A. Smith is a member of the Fourth Estate, and it's the reason why he's being pushed and promoted. It could be that he wants to run as a centrist or right centrist Democrat, which would, of course, if anything, push the Democratic Party even further to the left out of retaliation and nominate a candidate that's unelectable in November, which might increase the chances of a J.D. Vance or whoever the hell the nominee might be on the Republican side. But like I said, I'm just speculating at this time. I don't know for sure what's going to happen or what his motives are. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.